Greetings, welcome back to Switch to Linux. I cut that one so close at 6:59. I just finished my dinner. And so, you know, I was sitting right here. I'm like, I'm going to be cutting it close. But I'm like, you know what? That's okay. For those curious, I know someone out there is. Everything was homemade. I did Boston baked beans, pasta salad with veggie-based noodles, and Cajun chicken sandwich on a flatbread. So it was just beautiful. It was a lovely dinner, but you know, that's kind of what's going on here. So we're just gonna do just kind of Wednesday hangout. We're gonna talk some distros. We're gonna talk some software. See what's going on in the news. There's a few interesting little things to look at. So nothing super formal on this one here today. We're just going to kind of hang out for a little bit, maybe about an hour or so, and then I've just had such a crazy day, didn't get a chance to prepare a whole lot. I'm working on another ad campaign. This time we're like probably over 500 of them now, so I'm all over the place trying to get the best prices on shipping, best prices on envelopes, and all sorts of other stuff. So it's just kind of what I've been doing with my days lately. So good afternoon, everybody. Pseudo Linux. First on to this one. Pseudo Linux loves the retro games. He loves retro games. All right, Ryan, greetings. BitBlocks, hello there. LJ, hello. And it looks like Kitty wants to come up and say hi.
Hello, peoples.
All right, Kitty. You gonna chill out up here? All right. You know, I should just clear a spot for the cat. He chills out on my desk. No, you're not allowed up there. Stop it. You know the rules. Kitty's like trying to get up on the desk all the way. It's like, no, Kitty knows the rules. No back paws on my desk, Kitty. That's your rule. No back paws on the desk. All right. Hello. Love Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. See, my favorite still is the very first Zelda. Just Zelda 1. Of which my favorite thing to do is to go through and not get a sword until I can get the magic sword. That's just a lot of fun. Kind of start the game without any weapons. It's really, really awesome to do that. Let's see, Noah. Yeah, Noah's streaming at the same time. I don't know, Noah. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. XP the PC nerd recently set my PS1 up next to the PC. Now I'm enjoying some Spyro the Dragon. Sweet. If you happen to have the legal copy of all of your games, you actually can set up a RetroPie to emulate a PS1. I think you have to modify it a little bit. I'm not sure. I've not done it, but I know it's possible. And Switch to Linux says greeting. Oh, that's me. Hold on. All right, Alex Dorr. Yeah, so our theme's just kind of randomness. Hello, Pseudo again. So Pseudo got N64 games working yesterday. Fully switched to Lineage. Promise won't switch back. Hey, man, you can switch all you want, man. I can't do that. I can't just keep on hopping my phone because, you know, my phone's actually production. So, but, you know, I'll tell you, Lineage OS on a smartphone, full production, ready. Awesome. Works great. Parents bought a box of Temptations the other day. Temptations? See, somebody should get a hold of that whoever company makes them and says, you know, you should offer to support my channel because these guys get they get a lot of Temptations ads on a regular basis. Yeah, only time we went distraction free, only 2 messenger apps, 2 puzzle games to kill time, no social media. See, Pseudo, take off the puzzle games and put a Bible app on there. There's a good way to pass your time. Hello, Emily Mark. How are you? Alright, let's talk about distros that are cryptocurrency mining and using your computer. I would love to talk about that. Send me some examples. Switch to retro games. Analog, greetings. Hello, James. Hello, Toby. Greetings, Mitchell. How are you? Weather there's sweet. Yeah, it got cold again. 30 is what my computer desktop's saying now, which is good. Hopefully it stays. I'm hoping it stays about that. My friend co-host is traveling tonight and tomorrow morning, so I'm hoping for good weather for them on the road. So, all right, let's see. Favorite game of all times: Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, Kitty. Cat's like, leave me alone, man. Greetings, KO. Oh, I lost my place. There you go. Greetings, KO2610. Would you grow my own food? Every now and again, I do. Like when I don't have any available space in this apartment. My last apartment, I had this nice back patio, and it was like I was like initial plans. Hey, let's get some work done on the patio. Too much direct sunlight, so I created a micro scale aquaponics system out there instead, and I did grow some of my own food. That was a lot of fun. Basically, I made it with. We first wanted to do basic garden pots, but those were like. One of those ended up being like 500 pounds, and it was just too hard to maintain up there. And so we're like, well, let's just build a micro scale aquaponics platform. And so we went out and got, $50-100 worth of PVC pipes, and glued everything together with. I basically glued on with a series of chambers with on-off switches, so I could turn on and turn off water flow to different things. Put a bunch of goldfish down in a bin on the back, and then basically you feed the water up there. You just, a couple times a week, you need to go out there and feed the goldfish, essentially. They produce all the waste, and then the aquaponics system is perpetually running this pump. And then the pump pushes the water up, down, and then we basically had vertical columns, and we end up using, I think I end up using, like, a multi-purpose, like a multi-use furnace filter padding, which you could get at like Office Depot for like $10 or so. We used that and basically made a substrate out of that, and then literally I think we fit like 60 or 70 plants in there. So I got beans, green beans, kidney beans. What did we get? I know we got a lot of beans out of it. We got some onions, some garlic. I mean, a lot of cool things and a lot of lettuce out of it. So it's a pretty cool system. So when I have the available spot, the available sunlight and things like that, yes, I do. I haven't for a couple years now. Spotty Sylvia, greetings. Hello, Keegan, and hello, Chip. The Manjaro freak is in the house. I actually downloaded a Manjaro to look at here today. What I test Manjaro Deepen, that is actually the one I installed. I did that Deepen based on the Antergos the other day. And apparently I'm going blind because I looked for Deepen and Manjaro and I didn't see it, and it's there, and so I went and downloaded it. So we'll boot that up and hopefully that works in the VirtualBox today. So, that's kind of that. Yeah, I want to look in that. The thing is that I like with Manjaro that I have the option of doing like a legacy BIOS or a UEFI BIOS, and when I do UEFI stuff, on this particular computer, it kind of messes with the system because there's no way in the BIOS to actually edit things. So, for example, if I install something on or update something, does it on updates as well, on my Dell computer, if that messes with the UEFI bootloader, I can actually go into the BIOS and reset it from inside the BIOS. This computer doesn't have the option. I need to get it into whatever Linux distro I can and then fix the BIOS with the terminal, the UEFI boot manager application in Linux. And so, yay for Linux. At least I have a functioning computer, but it's a royal pain in the petunias. So I would rather do Manjaro over Antergos because of that. Void Linux, cool. An hour we'll be doing my live streams, I guess. All right. I will try and stop about an hour so Noah can do his live stream. And I can get back to work. I'm a kitty. Sudo Linux is a kitty. Hey, kitty. Sudo Linux is a kitty. All right, let's see. I got a freelance job at DYL. It's a registered business for young people, and we're working on a web operating system. Sweet! That's awesome, and congrats. I've full SSH access to 5 servers and the passwords. Well, you treat that like gold, and you do a best job as you can, and you be responsible with it. And congratulations, and that is awesome someone your age is picking up work like that. You do that kind of stuff, it's going to give you the real-world application to set you up for the rest of your life. Certainly better than wasting time. Have you ever messed with C-File, Dropbox replacement? You can either self-host or C-File host it for you. No, I actually use Nextcloud, but I'm going to write that one down if I can find a pen. All right, what is that? C-File. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. Like I said, Nextcloud does all the functionality that Dropbox can. And so that's the one I'm using. Seeing your videos and some of the things you are having issues with could be fixed pretty easy. All right. Greetings, Anna Rita. Kitty says hello. Got home and it's cold. Yeah, yes, it's cold again. Flip phones are the best. 95. Hey, Alex, you want to send some of that cold weather up my way? That'd be awesome. Tomek just popped in here to say hello. All right, 1 a.m. Need to go to bed. All right, man, we'll see ya. World of Linux, greetings, hello. Anyways, you know, and you talked about Ubuntu 17.10 for a little bit and was unstable and the desktop crashed. Well, I switched to Linux Mint and that fixed the problems. Also Cement version. There you go. See, we were trying to install Ubuntu Studio on co-host computer because he does a lot of creative content stuff. Even that wasn't stable on his Acer. I don't know why. We fixed the problem by going to Linux Mint, send him in. We're just going to install all the applications on that he needs. He wants to grow their own food. Another good choice is drink raw milk. In PA, you can buy it. Yes, I have a farmer that lives very close to me. I pick up all of my milk. I have not bought store-bought milk in... Actually, no, I take that back. I bought a little quart of it because I really needed milk for something on a Sunday, and he's closed on Sundays. But yeah, I haven't bought store-bought milk for years. I use the raw milk farmers, which is awesome to support your local economy. Like, if we talk about the best things that we can do for the world and the economies and things, the first thing you should do is everywhere possible, you want to shop local, particularly with your food items. Now, I'm not an advocate of spending like 30, 40, 50% more on things to shop local. And this is a trend as every chamber of commerce I've ever been a member of had the same problem. And they're sitting here, they're just going, you know, support your own, shop at home. Well, there's a major problem. The biggest problem I have is that A, no variety. B, anything I need, well, they have to ship. And C, I have to wait an extra week and pay an extra 30%. Sorry, once it gets to that point, I'm shopping online. But when it comes to food is generally cheaper at farmers markets or about the same price. And you get a better option, even if it's not quote unquote organic, you can still get stuff that's a whole lot better produced. Like out here, we don't have a lot of necessarily quote unquote organic, but if you're sourcing it from the Amish guys, it probably would meet the criteria. They just don't care for the trendy words. And so I always, once the weather warms up, we got farmers markets in our town almost every day. And so I can get down and check out farmers markets all over the place. And so I buy my local milk and my eggs from a local farmer. I have my favorite farms to get various types of produce and things like that. That's some of that stuff that you want to do, which is also very good. Antergos is better. Manjaro is better. Manjaro cracks every time. See, I've had more problems with Antergos than Manjaro for sure. I'm grabbing. I'm gonna grab Noah's channel link and drop it in here. There you are. Copy link location. Okay, that's Noah's channel. Noah's channel just came in the chat there. Do you want to link the web OS? It's hosted on this server. It's called Unlock OS. Web OS. Mobile operating system base. Let's see. Is it the HP web? Let me know which one you're looking at. All right. let's go ahead and first let's start looking at this. So prior to this, prior to the stream starting, Noah sent over this link, which I thought was an interesting discussion point. And so Microsoft is apparently dropping some legacy options. I didn't get a chance to research this in detail, so I'm sort of talking sort of ignorantly.
He's an ignorant fool, everybody.
And so I read the article prior to the stream starting. Mostly I skimmed it. So basically what they're doing is they're streamlining the Windows in I'm guessing Polaris is the next name of Windows. I don't know. I haven't been following the Windows news lately. I don't care. But anyway, they are talking about streamlining things, getting rid of some of the older legacy items, which, I don't know. Let me tell you how I think this would be a good thing. The good thing is the fact it's smaller. Like my little Windows 10 computer I have here, in case a client needs me to walk them through something on Windows 10, it's 32 gigabytes, and I don't really need it to be any bigger. And one of the problems is with that size, updating it can kind of be a pain at times. And I think if we were to cut out a lot of things to make it a lot smaller, that would probably help. But I would love there to be an option I don't think you've had this option since the XP days, but you used to go on to Microsoft's site and you could buy, but I think you could buy, but you could download extensions directly from Microsoft for Windows XP. My favorite was the extension to right-click folders and thumbnails of photos and re-edit the photos. It was the best things. That's why I hated Vista and Windows 7 so much when they came out. They got rid of a lot of those cool functionalities. Of course, the wallpaper switching the wallpaper every 15 minutes, that was an extension in XP. Of course, that was integrated into Vista and 7. So you had those options. But regardless, there were a lot of those cool types of features. It would be cool if they brought that back to the ability where you could download it, and it would probably be a download through the store. Like go into the Windows store and like old core legacy applications, keep them all around, and have them as a download. I think that'd be a cool idea, because what happens is in our modern day, we need to start getting our operating systems smaller again. We need to start realizing that, space is not perpetually unlimited, and we need to back things down a little bit and cutting out a lot of excess bulk. And I remember back Windows 95 came with Sound Recorder, which I don't think has been on a Windows computer for a long time. But what if you needed it? Like I used Sound Recorder at times. And it'd be cool to have the option to have that particular item there. And so, I don't know. That's neat. But anyway, this is just an article talking about they're going to be looking to get rid of some of these old items. Of course, what basically means is starting to drop the Win32 support, which might be a similar move to Apple in the next Mac OS version is going to be dropping 32-bit application support, which is... Do they not realize some people still need to run old applications? And that's one of the challenges with the Apple line is they keep on trying to direct the marketplace. And the marketplace will move with them for sure, but it's at an expense. And that's the problem, is that we need to have more control over our systems, not the control that the system manufacturers want us to have. So that's kind of my thoughts on that article. Next one piqued my interest today is check your Comcast bill for unwanted fees. Says New Consumer Alert says, yep. And I am so pissed off at Comcast. It's just I hate this company. These company are a bunch of liars and crooks that should go to prison for a while. And the reality is I don't have really anything, I don't have anything else that any other options for my ISP. I have zero options in my ISPs. And it's kind of funny because I've been communicating with somebody. There's a person on my Christian channel that radically disagrees with me on about everything, including my net neutrality video over there. And so we've been chatting back and forth, very cordial talking back and forth, lots of comments back and forth, but he's like, he falls in this camp that's like, let business take care of itself. So it's like, well, how many ISPs do you have? Well, it turns out he's in one of the only places in the country. There's allegedly 11 ISPs. Now, I'm willing to bet that if you actually got into the real meat of it, you don't have 11. You probably really only have one or two. But the reality is, we need the net neutrality rules because we have zero competition, and we need the ability, we need to pass laws to stop lobbying so that these guys can't maintain this control. We need to have a free market, and we don't have a free market. That is why we have to keep the net neutrality rules on the books. And I would be in favor of the net neutrality either way, but if we want to get rid of the net neutrality, I'll stop whining when we happen to have a business that is competitive. When I have 5 or 6 choices of my internet service providers, I'll stop complaining about net neutrality because I don't. I have one and exactly one option. If I drive my car 3 miles this way down the road, I have 0 options. And I am in the center of the academic hub of the Pennsylvania. For crying out loud, we have one, just one ISP. And I did not read this article yet. Let's go ahead and flip through, see what they're saying. Ferguson filed a $100 million lawsuit against Comcast in August 2006, accusing the nation's ISP of misleading customers in order to tack $5 on the monthly bill for an unnecessary service protection plan. Which Comcast has since raised the fee to $6. You know, this is funny. You guys remember that I negotiated last year, it was, I don't know, May or June or so, I negotiated last year to get my internet rate at, I think I'm paying $59.99. Well, they are raising it again to $74.99 again, even though we had an agreement on for 1 year at $59.99. They're raising it back up quite significantly. And it's just like, I have 0 options. I have 0 options. They have just not doubled, 50% increase on my bill again. Last year at this time, I was paying $40 for internet. Now they want to charge me $74. This is after a deep negotiation, after they tried to charge me $90. I got them down to 1 year at $60. They're not even honoring that, and now they're going up to $75. 0 I can do about it. 0 other options. Nothing. Comcast, go to hell. All right. So lawsuit still pending. Now, this was a matter of a service protection plan that ended up being, something, I remember something scammy about this plan. I don't remember much. Let's keep reading the article here. All right, so dozens of lawsuits still pending. So dozens of Comcast customers filed complaints with the Attorney General's office in the last 6 weeks, claiming the company's Service Protection Plan, SPP, appeared on the bill when they did not consent to paying for the service. When the lawsuit was filed in 2016, Ferguson accused Comcast of misleading 500,000 Washington consumers and deceiving them into paying at least $73 million in subscription fees over the last 5 years for a near-worthless protection plan without disclosing its significant limitations. All right, let's see. My take-home message is Comcast is one of those things that you never, ever, ever put it on auto pay, and you never, ever, ever put it on electronic invoices. If you're on auto pay and electronic invoices, delete your card from file and go back to paper invoices. And the reason is companies want you to be on the electronic invoices because it decreases the chance, like even a lot of people who get them in the mail still don't look at the thing. But at least you have to open the envelope. I hope you'd open the envelope anyway and grab the bill out and write them a check or whatever you're doing. But if you're getting it sent to you on email, you know, I have a fun confession to make. One of my banks has only one option, and that only one option is to do online bill pay. Never one time in almost a decade at that bank have I actually gotten the email that says the bank statement's ready. Never one time have I clicked on the link, went into my portal, and checked my bank statement. Never once. I rest my case with myself. Now, there's people out there who do, but it drops from like an 80% chance looking at it to like a 20% chance you're going to look at that bill. And if you're having it sent to you and it's on auto pay, all for the mere convenience of just mere convenience. It's just auto paying, you know. They're banking on that. Because also on their bill is if you do not dispute a charge within 60 days, it doesn't matter. You can't dispute it anymore. They want you to not see it, not worry about it. They want it on a credit card that you're not monitoring your credit card statements either, most people, if you're the average person with a credit card. And then they're just going to keep on ramping it up. And after 60 days, there ain't squat you can do about it. So if you have the unfortunate misprivilege of having to deal with this slime ball of a company, put it on paper statements, delete that card from file, and insist that you're writing them a check. And keep a copy of that check if you need to, you know. So yeah, Comcast are a bunch of slimy jerks. That's my take on. Whoa, hey pizza, how's it going there? All right. Had a large rare steak. Oh, nice. Linux Unplugged. Noah and Chris Fisher were talking about current state of GNOME and how it keeps crashing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Hello, pizza-loving nerd. Farmers markets are the best. Yep. The danger though with farmers markets in my town is you got the Amish coming in with their moon pies. Oh. Actually, though, my moon pies are even better than their moon pies, so I'm not too jealous. All right. Got a puppy Linux and no kitty Linux. Some cat. I know. We got to do it. A flea market 15 minutes from my house. They sell food on the weekends and always buy from them because it's organic and fresh. That's nice. Just jailbroke my iPhone 3GS. Bought for $5 at a yard sale. Nice. Very cool. Had to get a Windows partition to jailbreak it. Ah, that's cool. Awesome. Congrats on the 100 subs, pizza. Yeah, Jean, I mean, there's obviously some applications that it can't run, but, you know, the first thing is that, you know, see if there's an application that you can replace that is on Linux. It's not always necessarily the case, but I had somebody arguing the other day from my LibreOffice videos. It's like, yeah, but LibreOffice sucks. How? Like, the things that I do on LibreOffice, I can't think of a feature that I can't also, you know, I can't think of a feature that Office can do that LibreOffice can't. The biggest problem some people have with trying new software is that it might be a different UI. Don't let a different UI interfere. Jump in, dive in, and get to use the software. You will find that, now, there certainly are cases like if you absolutely have to use AutoCAD because of your job, you probably don't have a choice. But if you use AutoCAD for, you know, for your fun geeky weekend project, there is a Linux version. And, you know, who knows? It might work in Wine as well. I think AutoCAD does. A few other applications from them doesn't. But, you know, you just gotta look into it. And it's not always possible, true, but oftentimes what you need, don't look at it as what software do you need, look at it as what job do you need to do. That's the mentality you need to take. Don't look at what software package you need, look at what job. You don't need Word, you need an Office document, right? And if is there an application that gets you the Office document? Well, how does LibreOffice suck? I can do everything in Microsoft Office that I can do, and I can do all of that inside LibreOffice. Plus, I have all of the built-in templates for all of the business cards, mailing labels, name tags, badges. All that stuff is already integrated in with pre-built templates. I can do full mail merges. I can mail merge from a database. I can mail merge from a spreadsheet. I can produce an entire book, send it directly off to the printer with no problems at all. Tell me how LibreOffice sucks again? I'm just not catching it. Think of the task you need to do, not the software you have to have, and approach it from there. Quicker to switch to Linux Mint because I have a special script that automated the process to download and install my applications. Nice. Download Twitch on my Xubuntu. Okay. Wine saves us because of wine. If they would be able to help. You know what I need to do? I need to play with the new version of wine. There's a new version out there, and I haven't looked at it yet. Did you make that video about the Bible summary? No, Pizza, I did not get the chance, and you know what? I'm going to try and push myself to do it this week, Friday. I'm going to live stream again tomorrow on the Christian channel on an update to the Andy Savage case, because there's just a ton of comments going back and forth, and I want to address some of those comments. But I'm going to try and do that on Friday this week, and hopefully I'll have the chance. So I'm sorry about that. I will let you know as soon as I have it up. It's on my list. I just ran out of time last week. I have 2 ISP options, Charter, Spectrum, and AT&T DSL. Yeah, AT&T is probably not very good, though. Three ISP companies, they all charge the same for the same speed. Yeah. Yeah, but if you find out that one of them is a jerk and the other one's not, you might go the one that's not, you know. Haven't heard great things about CenturyLink. CenturyLink was buying up ISPs in the state where I used to live, and it's not very good. One ISP in a college town equals monopoly. Yes, it does, Keegan, but that's exactly what we have. Because guess what? All the politicians get paid lots of money by Comcast because their corporate office is in Philadelphia, which I'm just, I'm okay giving Philadelphia to New Jersey. I mean, they smell about the same and they're politically aligned. Not to offend anyone in New Jersey. It's just a joke, actually. But the reality is, without Philadelphia, our demographics in the state, it's kind of like Denver and Colorado. Like, if you go to Denver, it's so different from the rest of Colorado that most of Colorado would just like it if Denver just went somewhere else. Paying $192 a month, I'd love to trade. Chip, you live like 20 miles from me. What in the world? Uh-oh, what else we got? France, where I work, there is a fee in the camping. There is free and... Huh. Takes 2 months to stop auto pay, but they can start it immediately. Yeah, no, it doesn't take 2 months to stop auto pay. It's called call the credit card and say this company's no longer authorized to make charges. There's an instant stop to auto pay. Getting Elon Musk's satellite internet because he is keeping it with standards of net neutrality. I don't need it because I live in Montana, but I'm supporting it because it's for the people. Hey, man, I'd get it if it comes with a free flamethrower. Just my thought. Which, by the way, let's talk about Elon Musk's flamethrower, shall we? Let me find an article about Elon Musk's flamethrower. I don't think this is quite newsworthy material for Friday, so let's just go ahead and get this out of the way now. All right, so there you go. All right, so here is their flamethrower. This is directly from the boringcompany.com/flamethrower. For $500, you can pre-order your very own flamethrower, which apparently is very legal in the United States. Okay, guys, this is a bad idea. Elon Musk, this is a bad idea. Let me tell you why. We eat Tide Pods, people. The country running around with Elon Musk's flamethrowers is not going to end well. When we can stop eating Tide Pods and maybe stop biting iPhone batteries. Actually, that was in China, though, I think. It was in the United States. But the people eating Tide Pods are definitely in the United States. When we stop eating Tide Pods here in the United States, I might trust us with flamethrowers. But as it stands, a whole lot of people are going to get any flamethrowers. And for those people that don't want to wait for their flamethrowers, they're just going to start making their own flamethrowers. And we're going to have a whole lot more people mark my words, within 6 months, we're going to have a lot of tragedies surrounding flamethrowers. And I hope I'm right about that, because someone's going to call me out on that on 6 months from now. But, do we really need flamethrowers in this country, people? We eat Tide Pods because of stupid internet challenges. You guys hear the other one? Oh, I forget the name of this one. This is why I like hanging out with co-host. He gives me updates as to the rest of the teen culture that flies under my radar. There's another challenge, and I forget the name of this one. It's like the 50 or 43 something challenge, whatever. Basically, I have like 50 challenges, and you got to do all these crazy things, and the last one is eventually to kill yourself. It's like, really, people? Are we this stupid in America? Apparently, we are, and it all starts with the Lou Gehrig's Ice Bucket Challenge. No, I'm not going to become an ice bucket moron. Thank you. We need to stop responding to all these challenges. You know what it is? It is the modern day chain letters. You guys know the people in school with the chain. I remember this girl in high school. I'm like, what's going on? I'll call her Debbie. That's not her name. What's going on, Debbie? Oh, bad. I got a chain letter. And of course, in those days, if you were gullible enough to think that you were going to die because you didn't forward the chain letter to 50 people, okay, it wasn't like email. It wasn't like, okay, click into your box, hit forward, highlight everyone in your thing, and push forward. No, you actually had to go, and she was taking real money, and she was handing in real money to the librarian in exchange for a stack of quarters to go over to the photocopy machine, make 50 copies in the photocopy machine at like, I don't know, 5 or 10 cents a copy, whatever it happened to be, and close $5 in the envelope to send back to the rich fool laughing his hiney off every single day. Dollars of, $5 envelopes are coming in, and then sending that off to a bunch of other people. And the only thing I kept thinking is, Debbie, stop. Debbie, nothing's going to happen to you. Debbie, you're a moron. Debbie, stop. Okay, it's the same thing with all this stuff. Stop responding to social media challenges. For crying out loud, if you want to help raise awareness on Lou Gehrig's disease, then raise some awareness on Lou Gehrig's disease. You don't have to dump a bucket of cold water on your head to do that. And now we want to run around after we're dumping cold water on our head, eating Tide Pods, and holding flamethrowers. Great! Welcome to America in 2018. The end is nigh, people. The end is nigh. Oh, boy. Literally nothing Microsoft Office has over Libre. Yeah, that's the thing, That's it. I'll have to look at LibreOffice 6. I'll be curious to know what it's like. That's the thing, Jason. People don't know how to use it. It's not just LibreOffice. It's people don't know how to use, X software. It sucks. No, it doesn't. Like, how good were you when you first turned on Photoshop? Think back to those days. Oh, crap, I thought I was overwhelmed. Yeah, that's why you feel overwhelmed in GIMP. So take the time to figure it out. Or watch a tutorial. Whatever. That's the thing. I don't even understand what labeling templates are. Yeah, the reason is like, if you want to print out mailing labels, way easier than, downloading the template from Avery, agreeing to their end user license agreement for that template, and then copy and pasting it in multiple times. And what I'm going to be using it for next is printing a series of labels with a database of several hundred clients, so that we can basically affix the mailing label onto 500 or so packages. It's businessy stuff, pizza. Eventually, you'll know. Tom, that's how I switched to Linux and made a list of things I want to do, then discovered how you could do them. And that's the thing, Make that list of things, figure out what you want to do. is when you have state laws passed to prevent municipal ISPs from offering competitive or better offering than the large national ISPs. That's the problem. That's the problem. Maybe PS2 could do a community-based offering. Yeah, you'd think, but being as that Comcast dumped so much into the local Chamber of Commerce, I really don't see that happening anytime soon. See you later, Toby. The city used PayPal. When PayPal app blocks jailbroken really? Does it? That's crazy. Internet is free in the camping. Nice. Patio heaters have more flame. Who's Elon Musk? He's a psycho, crazy lunatic who takes way too much government funding to spend way too much money on make crazy technologies and wants to turn America into cyborgs. Oh, he also has a hand in like PayPal and Tesla. So, I love paying money to check my balance from ATMs. Yeah. Forest fires in California. Yeah, this is not going to end well. I will never give up my Tide Pod addiction for anyone. Oh, spider eyes, spider eyes. You know, I mean, I'm seeing people saying, you know, it's this. The thing is that there's a regulator on this. And if you don't know how, let's see, do I have I don't have one. Let's see, does it or not? I don't think this one does. All right. The thing is, if you have one of the adjustable lighters, if you guys ever seen a rigged lighter, I don't think I can do it with this particular one because you need a lighter with a adjustable nozzle on it. But basically, all this thing, the reason this thing has such a small flame on it is because there is a regulator that caps the amount of gas coming out of the propane thing. All this one has to do is figure out how to adjust that regulator. And trust me, it's going to be done within a day of it being released. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have a totally illegal flamethrower that can empty that whole canister in like 15 seconds, but, you know, burn down 6 trees in the process. That's kind of what we're going to start seeing with this flamethrower. Trust me, this is going to be crazy. Will Tide Pods become illegal? I don't know. I have no idea. The early 90s were bad for chain letters. Yep. All right, Lazarus, we'll see ya. Greetings, Demiano. How are you? Shoot yourself in the face challenge. Yeah. 74 hours challenge. I don't know that one. Switch to Linux challenge. There you go, Isaiah. Oh, boy. Now he needs a blood pressure meter on his Conky Mint desktop app. My blood pressure's always been normal. I actually do check the blood pressure a couple times a month. I have a blood pressure cup. Actually, I have a... this is something you should do. I mean, this is random days, right? So... My apologies for the noise. I just scared the cat. Something I would advocate anybody to do, go out to the local store and pick yourself up a couple of things and just do some basic baseline tests. For example, I have a blood sugar meter here, right? And then, you know, just buy one of these guys and you take your blood sugar. And I'll do this, and I don't have any, you know, I don't have like diabetes or anything like that. But I actually have this, and I keep a log, and at least once a month I do blood sugar, and then I write that all down in a logbook. So I take my blood pressure, I take my blood sugar, I measure that out at least once a month. And, you know, that way if I start to notice weird things going high, it's like, huh, maybe I need to go and talk to a doctor or something. If I start seeing spikes in blood sugar or weird aberrations, rather than waiting to fall over dead from a heart attack, it's great to have a baseline. What's your blood sugar look like on a regular basis? What's your blood pressure look like on a regular basis? And that way, if something does happen, you need to go to a doctor or something, you have this nice, convenient, long log of your blood sugar, your blood pressure, things like that. Do stuff like that. Be proactive in your life. I mean, little things to do. Let's get the selfie of the cool flamethrower in front of Exxon. Yep, I can see that happening too. Learned about video editing, but when I started making crappy videos, but improved significantly. Looking back, it was the software. Well, TSM, the thing is that LibreOffice has all those templates for all those labels built in with a synchronizing option, so you don't have to fight with them quite as much. How many have fallen for the Dreamweaver trap? I actually use Dreamweaver on my main stuff. It's actually, there's some things about it that make it quite amazing to use. It is actually, I would say that Dreamweaver is one of the few applications that I do miss moving to web design on Linux. Bluefish is great, but there's a few features Dreamweaver has that Bluefish doesn't. And so Dreamweaver is quite awesome. But it's one of those things where you have to kind of be a developer to know why it's awesome. Greetings, Carbon Programmer. Thought he was a genius. I doubt it. He's just a guy with resources. Dig back into where he got his resources. A lot of government funding. Bink. Sorry about that crazy message on there. X-Addict cheap lighters can achieve a 4-inch flame. Yep, absolutely. Tide Pod challenge never stops. Make me feel better about myself. Good. Hope you're well. Looks like you're coming down. No, I don't actually really get sick. I think the last time anything attempted to take me over was, I think the 2015 flu virus attempted to attack me. I had one day of a scratchy throat. I actually don't really get sick. Very, very rare. Gun, blood pressure, cat, device. I know. I mean, I have all sorts of fun stuff in my office. I mean, I got brains. I mean, I got butterfly knives. What else do I have around here? I mean, I have lots of weird stuff around this office. I mean, What's the strangest thing I have in my office? Strangest thing I have in my office. Strangest thing I have in my office, I'm going with a brain in a petri dish. I mean, I think that's it. I'm not sure I can beat the brain in the petri dish. And by the way, the blood pressure cup is not in the office. That's actually in the bathroom. Some kid almost got a doofus of the year from a science teacher for saying dry ice is used to make smog for Halloween. It is. It's a good alternative for AutoCAD. I thought FreeCAD was one of them that was out there, but since I'm not in that industry, I don't know for sure. High hope for society. Once I saw a lady pull up to a gas pump on the wrong side of her car and she couldn't get the nozzle to reach, so she yelled at the clerk about the hoses being too short. Oh, God. Trouble with Microsoft Word while LibreOffice Writer is easier to use. And yeah, and you know, I found LibreOffice is so much better because of, like, if you're writing a book or something, one of the fun factors of writing a book is you oftentimes you are repeating the same words over and over in many instances of a book. In LibreOffice, it has the autocomplete function. So if that's the word I'm planning on using, hit enter, has the word, and moves on. I can actually type it significantly faster on LibreOffice. Bearwolf predicts 5% desktop market this year. Cool. School blocks HTTPS on Linux. Doesn't block it anywhere else? That's interesting. I think I saw it. I didn't watch the video. I'll have to watch that video, see what I think of it. Ever ship a 10-ounce bolt? I have not. Come with even more genius idea. Eat raw meat challenge. Meat. How about eat measly beef challenge? There you go. Measly beef used to be sold as a weight loss pill. It caused you to lose weight. Nobody could figure it out. It was awesome. Ended up being tapeworms in the meat. Drink spoiled milk challenge. There you go. What's the best Linux? Kitsun 9T. That depends on what you're talking about. My favorite Linux distro is Linux Mint Cinnamon, which is what I'm using now. Very few problems. Works pretty well on most hardware configurations. I'm too strong to get sick. Flu tried to get in my body once. It had second thoughts. Running this 193 updates since this afternoon. That's crazy, Gene. Hold fireworks in your hand challenge. Aren't butterfly knives illegal? I would not want to carry one. Okay, we'll put it this way. If I am walking down the street, it is more legal for me to carry my gun than the butterfly knife. But it is not illegal to own. It's not illegal to have around my house. So, with a butterfly knife, the only factor in most states, you check your own state, the only factor in most states is the blade cannot be longer than the palm of your hand. So this would technically be legal, but I would not actually want to fight a police officer over that matter. So for me, I just carry my gun because I have a license to do that. And so, you know, that's the difference. So no, a switchblade is illegal in most places. A butterfly knife is not specifically, but I wouldn't push it with the butterfly knife. That kind of depends on this, on the rules are different. Yes, okay, Joe. Okay, I might be the strangest thing in the office. But a digital meter, hold on. No, I don't have a digital meter. I happen, though, to have a beautiful one with a dial on it, man. So, yes, I do got a meter, although mine's not digital. Windows machine? I don't know. Throwing myself to 360p because I watch a lot of YouTubes over 900 gigabytes. Comcast, let me know I need more bandwidth. 1 terabyte's not enough. XP the PC nerd. Anything you're not telling us? Yeah, I'm just crazy. I mean, come on. I'm a tinkerer, man. I have all sorts of weird stuff laying around. How did I learn web development? Actually, it started with a tutorial on web design on one of the big university sites. Literally, that's where I started. And then I kind of hobbyist my way around from the late 90s into the mid 2000s. tinkering with PHP, you know, server-side includes, and all sorts of weird stuff like that. And started to learn some CSS around grad school. And by the time 2010 came up, where I launched my full-time web design business, I was pretty experienced in a lot of things. I didn't actually pick up WordPress until after I had started that, because I just see so many people wanting WordPress sites. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'll specialize in WordPress, you know, go where the money is. And it's been the best option for me, is to learn WordPress. So I learned it by tutorials, tinkering, experimenting, reverse engineering websites, things like that. Tried messing with illegal firecrackers, blew his hand off. Yeah, that's welcome to America. America. What is amazing about Linux Mint? I have old 2004 Intel Pentium 4HT, 1.5 gigabyte RAM, and of course 32-bit system. Linux Mint Cinnamon is able to run really well, but not Windows. Yep. Darwinism at its finest. Set up an email client in 1996. It was quicker to write and send at that time. Yeah. I concur. See, Pizza, I've kicked Solus off my recommended list for beginners. I just have had too many problems with it. Flu tried to get in her body once. After 7 days of agonizing pain, the flu died. Yes, it did. I sent it to Chuck Norris. It had a better chance. Ooh. I know, as I'd not want to sneak into Tom's office and rob him. Yeah, you know. The cat's there as a distraction, you know. I guess, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we won't go any more than that. You've been on Live Leak. I have no idea what Live Leak is. Oh, there's not a bit of nerd personality in me, Anarita. It's nerd all the way. Come on. Were you not here at the beginning of the stream? I built a micro-scale aquaponics system for my balcony in the apartment. That's nerd. That's just nerd all the way. That's like nerd to the nerdth degree. What ports for my 14.4 dial-up? Ooh. That was a Telnet port, wasn't it? What is the Telnet port? I forget what the Telnet port is now. 6:30 New York time tomorrow. All right. All right, I guess last thing, let me see if I can get this Manjaro working with I downloaded a Manjaro Deepin. Let's see if we can get this working. Get some Linux in this thing too, huh? Manjaro Deepin. Manjaro Deepin. Open that. Start. Of course, I looked at Deepin yesterday. Not a big fan of Deepin, actually. Do not recommend going to Live Leak unless you want to see some messed up stuff. Great streams. Thanks, TSM. Appreciate it. You see my Linux build video? I have not. Hey, I'm a geek and a nerd. I used to read textbooks for fun. I don't know what you call that, but Chip does not like Deepin. I'm not sure I like Deepin much myself either. Manjaro was great until it broke. Hey, it looks like it's actually running over here. Let me find my scene set up. Here we are. Bing! Welcome to Manjaro! We're not going to install it. we're just going to play with it like it is. All right. So here we have, one of the things I do like about Deepen is it does enable our desktops, our desktop icons by default. I'm going to go ahead and move myself. That's actually something that I like. I like some elements of the UI. Some elements of the UI are actually pretty sweet. I really think some of these are. Ooh, look at that one. That's cool. There we go. We'll do that in case someone jumps on here, wants to know what we're looking at. Deepen Manjaro. Accept it. Oh, there's my panel. Like, okay. All right. So what is Deepen if you're unfamiliar? Of course, I got to move myself again, though. I'm going to put myself in the middle for now because we're going to look at the Deepen menu. Which one is it? No, that's not it. I don't know which one the menu is over here. Oh, duh. It's the one with the toggly buttons, I'm sure. All right. So with Deepen, we have this menu here, and we also have the options to look at our weather. Now, this is a concern of mine, is where is this information pulling from? It does appear that it has location services turned on, and I don't see a place to turn this off. And I don't like that. That's scary to me. I don't want to do that kind of stuff. So here is where we have our settings, and I do like what Budgie does quite a bit better in that they do have it in the actual in a separate settings panel for it, because this is very cluttered, and this is what Budgie used to do, but I think they realized it's a little cluttered. It's not super bad because you can just quickly navigate to the sections like this, just going up to, you know, click back. Let's see. We also have, okay, I guess we also have this option. Okay. So you can do that too. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you have a variety of different settings. I think one of the challenges is you kind of get lost in this pretty easily. Next is this even has less customizable options than GNOME does, believe it or not. However, what you can actually do is you can actually change items around on this. So you can go with the fashion mode or the efficiency mode, which this is probably the way I would run it, except I don't see the option to have an applet down here. I call it a widget on my video yesterday. I don't see the option to have an applet down here. It might exist, but if it does, I have no idea how. You can move it to the top, bottom, left, or right. We can change the size around. So if you want to go with something smaller. Again, one of the things that I'm going to keep showing because that's my preference there. One of the things for me is I hate these types of launchers because they don't give you that full ability to click it each time. They don't behave as launchers. It's stuff pinned to the taskbar. And I'd like to find the guy who started this pinning to the taskbar stuff and slap that boy silly. Because it just drives me crazy. It's a personal preference for sure, but that's kind of the reality of it. Another customizing option that I do like is I like the menu options. So here we have, if you want like a Mac type interface, you have this. Or you can do something that's, you know, this might look like the launcher in KDE, for example, where things are organized into their office types, and I can pull out a menu over here. So this is very slick. I do like that. You also, though, have the ability to have the full screen or a menu mode like this. So this one here is basically like a menu. You can access your various elements here. Here's videos, music. So these down here, here's all of your apps into each of these. Or we can go with something more like a Mac type approach. You can't adjust the size like you can do in XFCE. But you know, so overall, I think the UI it has some things to be desired, but it also is a nice UI. It is, if like someone's like, you know, use a modern OS, you know, or like a modern environment, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to this. I really do want more options for taskbar managers and things, but I'm also not against trying this out on a desktop. Let's see if I can find my software. This is what I don't like about this type of menu. It's just like, how do I find anything? Okay, let's come over. No, let's go here. There you go. Add remove software. All right, so here in our basic settings package manager down here, of course, any of the Manjaros, if you need the Arch user repository. I think it's just Manjaro, isn't it? You can actually turn on your Arch user repository down here in the preferences. It's not giving me anything, presumably just because it's a live disk, and I'm guessing I can't install things from there. Pardon me if I'm wrong about that. I don't run Manjaro a lot, but I just want to go ahead and have a look at this, and who knows, I might actually run this. I mean, I am actually really enjoying Budgie over here. I was going to mute the phone, but it's actually out in the other room right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so that is... Let's see. That's where that is. So yeah, that's Manjaro Deepin. That's not too bad. All right. Says if we need guys, where to meet you or become BFFs ASAP. She likes you, and Tom always appreciate. She does not blow up the house. You know, I mean, I'll try not to let people blow up the house for sure. We call a guy that reads textbooks for fun intelligent. Well, you know. Nerd, hardware, geek, software. I guess I'm a nerdy geek. I don't know. Come on, I got a Raspberry Pi right here on my desk. Deepin's cool, but after a while testing it, can't use it as my everyday system. Yeah, it's, you know, it's got that element to it, doesn't it? It looks nice and flashy, but I'm not sure it's a good long-term system. I just don't know. I don't know. Good one. Hello, TJ Wolf. Of all the YouTubers, AJ Rising is the only one who gets the GNOME 3 workflow. If you're dumb enough to swallow a Tide Pod, you deserve whatever bad things happen. Don't swallow Tide Pods, people. Just an FYI. It's probably not good for you. You know, just my thoughts, my 2 cents. Do we want to see anything else here in Deepin Manjaro? I just want to see if it boots up. It boots up. It has, you know, a decent amount of software. It's kind of what I expected. But I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up here in a moment. Oh, kitty. Kitty's like, yeah, we're coming up here. What do you think? Yeah. Let me get the kitty ready. All right, let's go ahead and watch this kitty in 2 different angles. Oh, smell that, smell that, smell that. Yeah, yeah, right there. Smell it. Smell it, kitty. Oh. Oh, are they finger looking good? Apparently they are finger looking good. Kitty approves this message with temptations. Oh, that's all you get, kitty. You just get 2. You can't spoil the rest of your dinner. Or 3, I guess you get 3. Kitty's like trying hard to renegotiate his contract, isn't he? He's like, come on, man. People come here just for me, and I want more temptations, right? What do you think? Should the kitty get his contract negotiation? Or is 3 enough? Yeah, that is cool looking wallpaper. I do like that. 32-bit dying because my Intel Pentium is working really good, but 32-bit. I don't know. Software topic. What about Google offering? What is Google offering? I don't know. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. So thanks for watching. I think Noah is, what, you said 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So check out Noah's channel, streaming 6:30 Eastern Time tomorrow. I will be streaming 9 o'clock Eastern Time on my Christian channel tomorrow. We're going to be doing a follow-up to the Andy Savage, reading through some of the comments and talking about you know, various things. What are people saying? What are people not saying? What should people be saying? Stuff like that. All right. So with that being in mind, thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.